Okay, so as you notice then, working on the opposite side now, this side is obviously a little bit higher, okay, as you can see. There's lots of options you could do. You could literally, you know, work over direction if you wanted to. So if you've got a client in the chair and she goes, oh, I don't want to leave my length, I want to leave it longer with the front, then you could literally go 90, 90, 90, and then behind the ear you can start to travel. Okay, you can do both sides like that, so, and then short like that. Alright, so you can do that. Alright, so you just pull that back. Alright, then you get some clients who are fine there, and you're like, pull it back, you're like, okay. Well, like some men with the recession area, so you just not cover it all, you're like, okay, right. Alright, so you can do 90 all the way through, and you can do over direction again, personally up to you. It's all about the face shape, it's all about the density of the hair. There's nothing much worse when you pull it back, she's got thick hair and it looks like two dog ears. Nothing much worse than that. Okay, so it's nice where she can wear it a little bit shorter, a little more textured. I like it on a profile. I'll be honest, where your size is better than where I am. There's some hairdressers who are like too close, aren't they? Like scissor over comb. I was doing scissor over comb backstage. I was like that by the end of it. Because you like, and then you move like one step and you can see everything. Alright, so as a hairdresser, it's amazing that difference that one step can make. Okay, you can just have a look and see how it looks from a side profile, from the back. Alright, so if you didn't want to expose all this hair here, then you could literally, you know, over direct if you wanted to. Or in this case, I'm going to carry on 90. Okay, I'm going to go 90 all the way around. Okay, so it's not as short as the nape area. So it's about 2 inches. Okay, so 2 inches, not a man's inch. Okay, but 2 inches. That's too early in the morning, wasn't it? A man's inch. Start the car. Alright, so we're just going to go out every bit at 90. Okay, we'll just carry on all the way to the front hairline. I'll pass you back to the lovely, gorgeous John Paul.
Right, okay, so obviously we've got shorter hair, we can be a little bit more graphic here. So we've got a bit more sort of, you know, freedom to be a little bit more aggressive. You know, this is somewhere where you have to be looking at a sharp shape from the perspective of, you know, what's going to be the major factor, the colour, or is it going to be the cut? The two have to have a symbiotic relationship, and they have to blend together. However, one always has to be aggressive. You know, we've all been to, you know, shows like this around the world where, you know, there's weird every colour known to man, you know, but only that really aggressive bit that's in the back page. You know, yellow, blue, green, all the way through. So you can't do the two together. It doesn't always work. Sometimes there are people who can get away with it, but again, that's personal style, personal influence, personal ideas. So the one thing you want to be doing is kind of looking at how you can blend these two together. We have aggressive colours, we have a blonde background, but we have this undercut. You know, Anthony's been sending me subliminal messages. You know? I think John Paul's going to emphasise this bit.
Probably won't.
I'm actually going to. Once I listen. So, you know, one of the things that we want to do is actually emphasise that because it is underneath. So it's going to create a slight sort of peekaboo effect through the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use our most aggressive colour that we have within the range of sprays. We're going to use a red. This is a clear mesh I was going to be working through. Now, out of the range of colours, all of them wash out in the first wash, with the exception of the red on seriously damaged hair. Then you may have 2 washes. Okay? We tested this over and over and over again. So
we even tested it on brick.
Come and find out about that story later. What to be told now. So, you know, with the red, you just need to make sure that we're a little bit careful. It will obviously colour how we do it, but we're going to be using a little bit of so we're going to to be using that little bit of red and working that through. But as you can see, it looks quite aggressive now. Just brush that through. And working it through underneath just to create that softness. If we let down a little bit of the hair over the top, we can then see how that's going to work through. It doesn't have to be aggressive. Now, again, imagine a client, you've just talked her into having what is quite an aggressive haircut, but with quite a soft result. You know, utilising one of these, you're then extending that service by showing them what they can actually have. So, you know, that's the kind of idea that we're working with here. Now, eventually, as we get through the front, we're actually going to be utilising the straight edge to create some really graphic lines. Now, that may seem a little bit too aggressive by having a straight edge on a round surface, but does anyone ever wear their hair always polished straight? Yes, sometimes we do, for certain fashion, but at the moment, it's more about texture, dry, dressing things up. So if you think about it, creating a strong edge, then utilising the movement, you're going to get such a diverse amount of looks, but also stronger amounts of colour into the hair that can then be broken up later. So I'm just going to work through underneath here, just adding in a little bit more of the red, just to create a real focal point underneath, and then I'll come back to you when I'm working through the top to create that real graphic.
Okay, so finish the underneath. Just carving through that the front hairline as well, just like that on a profile personally. Still like that kind of length through the sides. She's still got the corner, she's still got the length, but just opening that up. Why I've opened it up on the sides is because we're going to have the fringe long. If I was going to do a definite fringe and then I put the sides away, I think it's too much. Okay, you've got to look at the face shape then. Okay, it's always the case, isn't it? Somebody who hasn't got the perfect face shape wants a fringe up here. Yeah? Alright, she's like, I don't want a fringe. And I go, someone else can do that. I don't do that one. I'll do the rest of the haircut, but someone else can do your fringe. Alright? But literally, I know we're going to have a little bit more length and a little bit more to play around with. Okay? So I like that kind of carved away. And also, she's going to tuck it behind her ears. You know, that's my favourite when a lady goes to, you show the lady in the back mirror and you go, do you like it? And they go, I'm just going to go to the toilet. Yeah, ladies always go to the toilet after a haircut. Okay? And they check the hair and they tuck it behind the ear. And then all of a sudden at reception, it's the famous tuck. Okay? So she's going to tuck it behind her ear and it's going to sit nice. I want to make sure it looks nice before she does go to the reception. So I'll tuck that behind her ear and it's going to sit nice. Okay? If it's not, I can reduce the weight. Or, obviously if I'm going to have longer pieces through the front, and she says I don't like it on my face, I like it off my face, I will just carve it away. Okay, so we're going to have some fun there for that. So that final bit really is just the top. Okay, so just click the top down. Alright, as you can see, we work with an offset feeling, so that's how we're going to create the layer as well. I love this kind of feeling. You can show off the disconnection, you can show the undercut. If she's going out for the weekend, she can go, yeah, look. Yeah, but then all of a sudden she's like, no, can't do this for work. And you just drop that down and have the parting a little bit higher. And again, you don't even see the undercut. So very versatile. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to over-direct all the hair over to one side. Okay, so literally standing on one side. Okay, so the higher point. And then I'm going to work from shorter to longer. You can see it. Alright, so I'm going to go from shorter crown to longer. So again, making up a new guideline. So some of you might go, wow, where do you think this guideline up? Okay, you can judge it by where this hair's going to fall. So you can see where it's going to fall. Use the face shape. Does she want a lot of height? Does she want volume in the hair? All comes down from the consultation. Okay, so finding out what your client's needs are or likes. If she doesn't want lots of layers, she doesn't like volume in her hair, then don't heavily layer it. Okay? But the layer, what I'm working through the top, is a lot longer than the other two sections, what we've got. So it was shorter, and it went a little bit longer, and then the final section on the top is longer again. Okay, so it's again just 2 inches. Okay, if you want to know, it's 2 inches shorter in the nape, and then it's going 2 inches longer and then longer again. Okay, and I'm just going to literally over-direct all the hair onto one side. Okay, so traveling all the hair over to one side. So if the hair was fine, you can do it all in one go. Again, it's a personal choice. got a client waiting, that's definitely going to be a Saturday section, the whole top in one go. Okay, your next client's in, that's fine, get a shampoo, I'm ready. One section wonder. Come over. Remember those haircuts from a lot of men years ago? Yeah. That's it. Direct. Wait. Because you've got plenty of length still to play on that top, it's versatile. You go very, very short on the top and then you start to over-direct, then she has to wear it always that side. Yeah? But I think the key to any haircut from short to long, you know, is versatility. Clients like a change. You know, hair is the biggest fashion accessory a lady can wear. Beautiful makeup, if that comes off. Clothes, they come off. Alright? Shoes, they stay on. Alright, but your hair, you know, it stays on. Okay? So, you know, it's literally the biggest fashion accessory you can wear. So she can wear it curly, she can wear it straight, you know, she can change with different products. So it's really nice where have that versatility to the look. Okay, so I'm just going to go back in now and just detail a little bit more through that top, and then I'll start to dry, and then we'll have a look and see what we like about it. Nice, man.
See what I mean? Just working with something of that sort of graphic nature can create something that's going to be quite interesting. But again, bit of a shaky hand this morning. Don't know what comes from that.
That's Sam Adams.
Working with those two different colours, slightly different shape, to create something that will be unique and individual. But won't necessarily be copied or ever repeated. I'm really enjoying myself, by the way. Because I sort of said, hey, go and do a show, go play with colour spray. All right, okay, fine. It's great, man. Normally I've got gloves and stuff flying everywhere, or paint the stage, and all this little everything. So the thought process here is really going through feeling. We're working with stuff that, you know, doesn't really have a definition to it. You know, my idea here is putting in strong graphic shape with colours that are pretty much conflicting, so that when I brush it out, I can take away a little bit, or I can take away a lot. But do remember, I've got a safety net here. What we call a veiled section. Something we use an awful lot in colouring. Stylists use a lot in cutting as well. But what it does is it enables you to do a little bit more aggressive colouring underneath. And we're just working, again, with that idea as we go through. Well, I'm working with the red here and the green just to create a juxtapose of real kind of conflicting colour, but also to make sure that the red that we've done underneath doesn't just look like it's been dumped on the back of the head. I have to say my favourite colour in the range though is definitely that purple. As you can see, it creates quite a strong graphic line, but as we brush it out, we get a really nice, soft iridescence to it. Take that away now. But as we just brush that through, just take that little bit of aggressiveness away from it, but we've still got that quite strong shade. Some quite unique colours coming up on my hand. What I'm trying to do is actually work with that one there, so we're moving the blue and the violet together, or the purple together, to create that very sort of unique flavour to the individual head. And the one thing about this particular idea is that, or this particular product, is it's the use of technology in its purest sense to actually move forward colouring and to allow clients to become a little bit more aware of what they can actually have without the commitment to a long-term result that maybe they will find quite hard. Okay, so before I carry on with sort of talking through what we're doing here, I just want to give you a little bit of an insight into what we did with Anthony's model. Again, this is something that's pretty much standard work for us within the company, working to kind of create something that's very detailed but at the same time quite bold, but allowing the client to wear it. So it all comes down to breaking down the technique into three main areas. You've got colour choice, obviously you've got application, and then you've got your detail as well. You know, your colour choice is something that your client's going to get very much involved in. You know, as Anthony said, sometimes the client wants to get involved in the technique that they don't necessarily understand. But the application can sometimes be what actually changes how that colour looks. So that's what's happened here. What we've decided is we wanted to detail the front with a strong purple, blend the rest of the head with a direct red, but at the same point have a very dark, shiny base to emphasise the underneath, but to almost give it a very strong background. So what we've done is just went down to a one really strong black at the base. She's got dark features, it works with the rest of the hair, but it also blends all the way through the root area to give us that really strong blend, but also that synergy all the way through the shape. Through the front, pretty much a solid block colour, but we worked with a very strong stretching technique or application, so that we blended the black through to a very direct purple, which is going to give us that very strong violet at the front. And then as you can see, through these edges here, you've just got that detail of red that the light just picks out, which adds intensity to the violet, but at the same time doesn't make it get too strong. So we've got colour choice, very bold. Background to enhance that, but at the same time make it wearable. We've then got the application, we've got stretching to allow it to blend and drift throughout the shape without causing restrictions to the haircut, and obviously that creates the result.
Guys, I hope you like it. Alright, so it's nice to do naturally curly hair and wavy hair. You don't see much of it nowadays on a lot of seminars. So I thought it was nice just to say, let's put this one. So she's gorgeous. She said, look, I can do anything I want in reason. I think it's nice where you've got that kind of focal point at the back. It's on a nice profile. It looks nice and short and tight. And then basically what we've done is rounded graduation through the nape area, and then an offset section through the curve of the head. We just put everything on the base as a vertical layer, and then through the top we just work with an over-directed layer, so to create a little bit more of a definition. You can wear it either side. We've carved out the front, and you notice I just carved out the hairline. I want to work with the natural hairline, So, you know, so you could make that into a green, you could literally do whatever. I know I could carve this out even more and use it as a mini clipper, you know, whatever you prefer. But I just felt it looks nice where it's a little bit more seamless, a little bit softer. I didn't want to start to cut this bit. You know, I like this kind of softness to it. So I think it looks good on a profile. And I like to, you know, obviously it looks like on the front as well. All right. I might just crack on and get another model, eh?
Yeah, do it.
Thanks, Manny. So we'll swap you over and we'll do another one. Big day from round 2. Okay, so we'll do another haircut. Thanks, Lynn. Come on, Sandra. Have a seat there. Okay, so I'm going to do another haircut for you. Obviously, we said it'd be nice to do 2 looks while we're here. So again, shorter hair. So you know, we want to share with you what's really key on trends this season. So it's, you know, obviously undercuts are very popular. You're still seeing this offset kind of feeling. You're seeing the peekaboo with the colour and the peekaboo with the undercut. And that's what I want to do here. Instead of doing like a real severe undercut, I'm going to do a little peekaboo undercut. She even said to me, "Please shake it if you want." And I went, "Wow." So I was like, alright. So, said she likes my hairstyle. Yeah, translucent.
So coloring, it's very colourful.
Yeah. People say you get paid for what you cut off. Yeah, can you imagine? Number 1, $500. Number 2, $400. Alright, so what we're going to do here, we are going to take it shorter through the underneath, okay? But also I'm doing a new trend as well, what we've been doing a lot of, is undercut fringes, okay? Well, you call it bangs, alright? And I don't know, the first time I came to America and the girl said, "Give me a bang." Wow. You got what she asked for.
Really?
Yeah. I looked at it, I was like, wow, my accent really works. Alright, so I'm going to back up. Alright, and I'm going to take, I'm going to do a fringe, okay, but I'm going to do another fringe on the top of it, okay? Just think about it, how many times have we undercut through the sides, okay? We take something short through the sides. A few years ago, we were doing a lot of that on long hair. A lot of girls were coming in with long hair, and they were just having that short panel. Okay, and then a feather on one side. And then I put a line in it or something like that. Okay, and then you do the back, and then you do like the undercut at the back. You do the sides. You do the whole underneath if you wanted to. You could do something like I've done earlier with the offset feeling. And in this case, what we thought we'd do, we'd just do something like a peekaboo. I could have done on my other model what John Paul's doing there. I think it's really key on trend. And also with the fringe as well, because you've got a lady who might want a fringe, but then she wants something where it's a bit more versatile for the front. So that's what we're going to do. You've got beautiful hair, so gorgeous texture. Alright, so we're going to take it a little bit shorter, but not too much. Okay. Right, so she wears it going over to the right-hand side most of the time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a part in, here's here, okay. So straight to the ear, put it up here, and then I'm going to literally work one side with a little triangle, very similar to how we've done with the model what John Paul's doing. So it's really nice to see the technique come to life. Okay. You know when you've got clients who say, look, I want to keep my hair long, or they've got a bob, or a mid-length shape. You know, it's always the case, and you got clients who go, I want to be funky. And you go, yeah, this get for not that funky. Funky to some people is that. But doing a boycotting, oh, that's really funky. Yeah. I want to see that new technique. Ooh, slicing. Wow, amazing. Really cool about the hair slice. You know, but clients, you know, obviously, we can get misled sometimes by hairdressers or fashion magazines and stuff. Where they do want to have something, but then they don't. My favourite is when a lady comes in, I want a bob. I'm like, oh, you want a bob? Yeah, lovely, you're really nice. Yeah, I want a bob. Yeah, you know, one of those long ones. You know, it's funny, and they come in like, oh. Because what you see nowadays, you're not seeing a lot of long hair now, you're seeing more, you know, mid-level, excuse my expression, but above the boob. Okay, so, you know, a lot of ladies used to come into the salon and say below the boobs. Yeah? But then it depends on how she is, you know, take the bra off, below the boobs. But no, being seriously, you know, obviously people like it about this length, but now literally you can take it shorter. And what I find around down here, this length is more playful, all right, because it looks good up, looks good in the ponytail, looks good down, it looks good with the texture, so you can have fun with it, okay? But you know, when people start to get longer and longer and longer, what happens then? Most people turn around and say, I tell you what, I took it down here, I know I'm bored with it. I end up like doing nothing with it. And I have to admit, I speak to a lot of like professional models, and like John Paul and myself, and they like, we deal with a lot of models. So, you know, they turn around to us and say, how's your business? You've been busy, you've been doing a lot of photo shoots, you're doing a lot of magazines. I'm quite quiet at the moment, I'm starting to work in Starbucks. Like, why? Because, you know, my hair's long and nobody wants to book me. No one's booking me for my shoots or shows because your hair's so long. Why don't you put some layers in and go a bit shorter? No. But then, you know, obviously fashion can really affect, you know, people's jobs or the industry. It's like long hair for us. Years ago, it was like, great, another long hair client. Disconnect, short, long, short to long, short to long, short to long, you know, layers, disconnect. But sometimes it's nice where you start to see a lot more shorter hair coming through. You know, it's more creative now where there's a lot more individuality. From curly to straight to long to short with fringe, no fringe. There's no kind of like, you have to have short hair. Because when I started hairdressing over 25 years ago, you know, people turned around to me and said, oh, you have to have short haircut, you have to have a long haircut, you know, you have to have the Meg Ryan, you have to have the Princess Diana, you know, and all that sort of stuff. Nowadays, you know, anything goes. And that's the same with fashion as well. Anything goes with fashion. You know, you don't have to wear Gucci, you don't have to wear all the top designers. You can wear high street with designer, with vintage. You know, so wearing antique clothing or, you know, just, everyone can buy fashion, but they can't buy style. Okay, so that's another way of thinking about it. You know, everyone can ask for a haircut and have the technique, but they can't wear it. It depends on how they wear it. So it's how they're stylish. If they're going to wear it, she's going to wear products in her hair. If she's going to wear it the way I'm going to style it. Okay? So look at that, man. Wicked. Nailed it. Wicked. That's